What do you love about burgers?
Burgers are pure indulgence. They're classic diner food that makes me feel like a true American.
It's juicy, it's decadent, it's all these incredible flavors coming together.
I love everything about a hamburger. I'm talking about top, bottom, everything in between. I'm Keanu.
I'm Matthew.
And I'm Alexis.
And we're gonna show you
our recipes
for the tastiest burger we've ever made.
You ready to get bougie? Well, it's time to make my over-the-top, hefty, meaty burger. For making my burger, you're gonna wanna start with the longest cook time items first. So we're gonna start with the caramelized onion. You're gonna put some butter into a cast iron skillet and drop in some sliced yellow onions. These you wanna cook really low and slow until they develop a large amount of flavor. These caramelized onions have a slight pungency and a slight sweetness, and it's gonna add a lot of great warmth and complexity to the burger overall. A lot of people love cheese with their burgers, but honestly, I don't really like dairy too much, so I love to have an aioli, which is like a bland flavor and gives me everything I want from cheese, but even more. Add one egg yolk, stone ground mustard, lemon juice, salt, pepper, and cayenne pepper. Then you're gonna turn the food processor on and let it whiz for a little bit, and then you're going to stream in 1 tablespoon of oil and just let it kind of continue mixing. This is gonna start to create a strong emulsion that will eventually create a very thick mayonnaise-like texture. After it blitzes for a few seconds and you can see it start to thicken a little bit, add in the rest of your oil. Then it's gonna be like a magical process where it goes from a complete liquid to a super thick, creamy condiment such as aioli. It's kind of like mayo, but better. For my burger meat, I like to use 50% sirloin and 50% chuck. The reason I do this is sirloin is known for having a super deep, complex, beefy flavor, but some people think it can be a little bit tough, whereas chuck is a little bit more fatty, tender, subdued. So the combination of both is gonna give me a very strongly flavored, beefy burger, as well as one that's still juicy and tender. When it comes to the meat and fat ratio for the meat, I like 80% protein and 20% fat. So once you have your ground beef mixed together, I want it to be ½ a pound because I'm not here for no skimpy burger. It's really important to get it a little bit bigger than the size of your bun. That way when it cooks, it kind of shrinks down to be the exact same diameter. And I press down the center to get a little bit of a bevel. That way when the burger cooks, it ends up being a flat burger. Once you have all your patties ready, make sure your cast iron is really hot. I add a little bit of butter into the pan, and then I place down the burger. For my burgers, I like to just put it in the pan and cook it until it has a nice char on one side. I flip it over once more until the other side is good to go, and then it comes right off. After you take the burgers out of the pan, it's time to toast your beautiful pretzel buns. The reason why I like pretzel buns is because you have a crispy top, and if you toast the bun in the same pan, you have a crispy bottom, and allows all that flavor from the beef fat to soak into your bun. Okay, and now it's time to assemble this honker. Take the bottom bun, smear on some ketchup, put on your beautiful caramelized onions, place the charred, juicy burger, your butter lettuce, thinly sliced tomato, pickled onions. Don't worry about those. Alexis will show you how to make those in a bit. Then put the aioli, and then it's time to eat. The reason I love my burger is because it's a perfect balance of flavors, textures, and temperatures. I'm a Midwestern boy, so I love a burger that's gonna make me full. I want it to be hefty, and I want to be able to taste each and every bite. So this was my perfect, decadent burger, but if you want something extremely flavorful, you have to try Keanu's. Because hers is gonna be like really flavorful.
love hamburgers. God, that's on camera. If you want a burger that you can't buy in any restaurant, then you have to try making my burger. My philosophy for making a really, really good hamburger is uniformity. Everything should be the same throughout. That way, every single bite is just as delicious from beginning to end. Tomato, onion are notorious for slipping and sliding out of burgers. So to resolve that, I make a tomato jam. Tomato jam is so great because it replaces 3 essential items to your burger. It serves as a ketchup, it's a tomato, and it's the onion all in one delicious spread. You chuck it all in a pot, bring it to a boil, and you turn it down and let it bubble away for about a half hour. Second sauce is really simple. Equal parts Dijon mustard and a good quality mayonnaise. Mix well together, let it hang out until it's ready to assemble. The bun is what holds this whole perfect, beautiful burger together. I like using that classic, burger bun, those little white sesame seeds on top. I think probably because it's reminding me of my childhood and they're just really cute. All it needs is a nice, healthy spread of butter and a little bit of thyme on that cast iron pan. Just enough to get golden brown, only on the inside. I don't toast the outside. Then I pop them aside until I'm ready to use them. I appreciate all kinds of meat for my burger, but beef is still king for me. 80% to 20% fat. The important part for me is the size of the patty. In order to have a nice uniform burger, the patty needs to be equal size to the bun. However, once the patty goes onto the pan, it's gonna shrink a little bit. So I shape my patty to be 1 inch wider in diameter than my bun. So once it shrinks down, it should be nice and even on the sides. So once my patties are ready to go, I cook them in a very hot cast iron skillet. Just long enough so this beautiful golden crust forms on one side. Flip it once, but never press. Otherwise, I'll press out all the juice and it'll be a dry burger, and nobody likes a dry burger. After the cheese is on, add a little bit of water to the pan and pop on a lid. What this does, it creates this nice, little steamy spa for the burger where cheese can melt quickly without me worrying about that burger drying out. My preferred cheese is a classic white English cheddar. It's strong enough, yet a little bit of nuttiness, and oh man, it's just so good. Cooking the burger patty has to be the very last step. This ensures that when that burger hits the table, it is still hot and juicy and so good. Otherwise, it'd be a nice little, cute little cold burger. I could be old. I'm talking about like I ain't got no teeth old. I would need somebody to make me a pair of dentures just so I could eat a burger as my last meal on earth. And that's how much I love burgers.
So, okay. The tastiest burger I've ever made is my smash burger. I'm pretty classic in terms of my tastes, and that is what this burger is. It's not fussy, it's really classic, and I don't know anyone who wouldn't like it. I'm gonna start with the pickled red onions. I love these onions because they're so easy to make and they add this great crunch, and it's not too acidic, it has some sweetness. So you can actually do this before you make your burger so that the time they're all fried up, you're ready to go. Add the apple cider vinegar, the water, sugar, and salt into a small pan and bring it to a boil over high heat. And then take it off the heat. Add the onions and just let it sit at room temperature for 30 minutes to an hour and you can use it. That's how simple it is. So moving on to the burger. I'm gonna use 80-20. So there's 2 types of burgers, a diner style burger and a pub style burger. You can really see the difference. With a diner style burger, it's about 4 ounces and it's much smaller and flatter, whereas a pub style burger is much thicker. So before forming it into a patty shape, you're actually gonna form it into a ball and season it generously with salt and pepper. I'm gonna use a cast iron pan because it's gonna give a great crust. Add the ball to the cast iron and then immediately take a spatula or 2 and press it down, flattening the burger. I like a thin burger because you really get the flavor of that crispy exterior. I also think it lets your topping shine a bit more. So after you cook it for 1 to 2 minutes, flip it over. That's when I'm gonna add the cheese, because I want that cheese to really melt and cover that burger, get that ooey gooey feeling. From here, just cook it another minute or 2, and then immediately take it off the heat. The bun I like to use is a brioche bun. Some people think it's too sweet, but I actually think the sweetness is really nice with the fat and the cheese and the pickles, all these elements coming together. Just toast it until it's golden brown, just like this. Oh my God, it's perfect. In terms of condiments, I'm still gonna keep it classic. I'm just gonna mix some ketchup and mayo. To build my burger, I'm going to put the ketchup and mayo mixture on both buns. Add the lettuce, add the burger patty, tomato, pickled onions. There you go, that's my burger. It's very simple. This is a really quick, simple burger, but that's what I like about it. You know, fancy burgers are delicious, but when I crave a burger, this is what I picture.
So now that you've seen all of our favorite burger recipes,
You have to make one yourself at home.
Or share what your favorite recipe is in the comments. Or really just make mine.
make mine. Are you kidding me? Make mine.
Classic burger, make mine.
Mine's incredible.
You're not even trying to fight for
Yeah.
this.
Because I already won.
Ah.